Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Desi Student. I'm restarting my series of explanation and quick revision for FIGC slash 11th grade. For every subject, we'll be doing the chapters, discussing the book back answers, how should the format, presentation, etc. be, and also some tips on how you can make your own notes or short notes for revision. I asked a couple of my friends that which subject is the hardest, which subject should I begin with, and all of them said psychology. So yeah, we'll be starting with psychology chapter 1, and after the video goes on YouTube, I'll also be sharing a story on my Insta page for a poll so that you guys get to decide which video comes up next. So don't forget to follow me and vote for the poll to ensure the subject you need help in or want to be made easier gets posted soon. I'm directly starting from Unit 1.2, the history of psychology, because Unit 1.1 is just a very basic introduction. कुछ खास पढ़ने जैसा नहीं है बट यू कैन जस्ट रीड थ्रू इट. जो फर्स्ट पैरा है उसमें सिर्फ दो पॉइंट्स है. द फर्स्ट वन बीइंग द ब्रीफ of explanation of psychology, or rather meaning of psychology. So what is psychology? It is a vast field studying behavioral aspects of mankind. Vast field studying behavioral aspects is an important term here. It should be there in your answers. Of mankind. Psychology did not emerge as a science, though it eventually did evolve into a separate branch in the 19th century. It was originally a branch of philosophy. अब philosophy का branch था मतलब philosophers इसको study कर रहे थे. So in the book we have the beliefs of two philosophers regarding the term or the experience of knowledge. First one, for the first philosopher, Plato. As per his belief, knowledge is innate. That is, every child is born with the knowledge. It is something inborn. As per the another philosopher, John Locke, each child is born as an empty slate, and that knowledge is primarily acquired through experience and learning. When psychology was defined for the very first time, तो उसे टर्मिनोलॉजी यूज के बेसिस पे डिफाइन किया गया था. एज इन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द वर्ड्स विच आर यूज टू टर्म द वर्ड साइकोलॉजी. वो दोनों वर्ड्स के मीनिंग के बेसिस पे साइकोलॉजी का डेफिनेशन ढूंढा था फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम व्हेन इट वाज डिफाइंड. मैं बार बार इस बात को एम्फेसाइज कर रही हूँ दी फर्स्ट डेफिनेशन, क्योंकि आगे इसी चैप्टर में फर्दर डेफिनेशंस आर गिवन एंड द डेफिनेशन एक्चुअली इवॉल्व ओवर टाइम. तो जब पहली बार साइकोलॉजी को डिफाइन किया तो साइकोलॉजी जो वर्ड है इट हैज़ बीन डिराइव फ्रॉम टू ग्रीक वर्ड्स. वो ग्रीक वर्ड्स के मीनिंग के बेसिस पे किया. तो व्हाट वर दोज ग्रीक वर्ड्स? द फर्स्ट वर्ड वाज साइक and second word was logos. The first word sight means soul or mind. Logos means science or branch of knowledge. Thus, psychology was defined as science or branch of knowledge that deals with soul or mind. उसी पेज पे थोड़ा नीचे जाएंगे तो एक बॉक्स दिया हुआ है जिसमें सिंबल को एक्सप्लेन किया है. All the boxes, the colorful boxes which define something or explain a concept are actually important in psychology. So वो boxes पढ़ना पड़ता है. And कई बार questions भी बनते हैं उसके basis पे. There can be an objective on this. The symbol for psychology looks like this. It is actually the 23rd Greek letter. The letter is read as psi, PSI. Moving on further, the problems with the original definition. This is not a subtopic in the chapter. ये मैंने डिवाइड किया है इसको ताकि एक्सप्लेनेशन में और आपको समझने में एंड इनफैक्ट इवन आंसर्स लर्न करने में काफ़ी इजी हो. सो ऐसे क्या प्रॉब्लम्स आए उस डेफिनेशन को लेकर कि डेफिनेशन आगे चेंज करना पड़ा, उसे इवॉल्व करना पड़ा. So Why were the later cytologists not satisfied? This is the whole thing in the next paragraph. First thing was soul and mind are abstract concepts, which means that they cannot be visualized, described, or even observed. Hence, they are difficult to study. This is the problem with the terminologies soul and mind, which were two words used in the original definition. और अगर डिफिकल्टी है स्टडी में तो प्रॉब्लम क्या आ रही है दे कैन बी विजुअलाइज डिस्क्राइब्ड और ऑब्जर्व व्हाई इज दिस अ प्रॉब्लम दिस इज बिकॉज rational sciences establish their facts from observation and experiments. तो जब ऑब्जर्व ही नहीं कर सकते तो उस चीज़ को लेके एक्सपेरिमेंट कैसे करोगे और अगर एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं कर सकते किसी चीज़ को प्रूव नहीं कर सकते तो वो रैशनल साइंस नहीं होगा और हम क्या बोल रहे हैं साइकोलॉजी साइंस है सो इफ साइकोलॉजी इज अ साइंस इट मस्ट बी बेस्ड ऑन सम सॉर्ट ऑफ ऑब्जर्वेशन एंड एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन अब ऑब्जर्वेशन एंड एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन चाहिए तो सोल और माइंड तो हो ही नहीं सकता क्योंकि वो डिस्क्राइब नहीं हो पा रहा है ऑब्जर्व नहीं हो पा रहा है और विजुअलाइज भी नहीं हो पा रहा है so this was the basic problem why this definition could not be used for psychology. The next subunit is study of the conscious. यहाँ पे विलियम वंट दिस साइकोलॉजिस्ट नेम इज वेरी important. In psychology, remembering the names of psychologists is very important in general as well because we are expected to and supposed to include their names in our answers. So, why is William Wundt important as a psychologist? In the late 19th century, he established the first psychological laboratory at Leipzig University in Germany. Why did he establish this laboratory? It was established by him to study human behavior. So, to study human behavior. He also gave a definition of psychology. He defined psychology as study of consciousness. This term, conscious experience, was introduced by him. What does conscious experience means? This is also explained further in the paragraph. Conscious experience refers to the awareness of mental activities of an organism, stored mental impressions of past, present, and the future. So, whatever impression we create in our brain regarding our past experiences, the things we are experiencing in the present, and we might experience in the future, along with the awareness of all the mental activities, are termed as conscious experience. In the box, we also have two extra points. William Wundt was the one who introduced introspection method and he also used scientific methods to study psychological processes. Scientific methods included experiment. In the paragraph, we can notice that there is this point. He conducted experiments on reaction time, perception, consciousness, etc. So that is what is referred to as a scientific method. The next subtopic is study of unconscious. Dr. Sigmund Freud was the person who gave this. He was an Austrian physician and also the founder of psychoanalysis theory. He defined psychology as study of unconscious. So basically exactly opposite of what William Wundt said. He believed that most of our motives are hidden. There is an unconscious level of our mind where we push or repress all our threatening urges and desires. So, according to him, there was an unconscious level where we push the motives, urges, and desires, which was responsible for our actions, etc. And he stressed a lot on the importance of early childhood experiences. As per him, personality of anyone is formed in the first 5 years itself. And if any major psychological problems are arising later, then the roots of the problems will be in early life only. So, whatever psychological things are happening, they are happening in the early childhood. That was his belief. And he also believed that whatever personality we form as an adult, or our behavior as an adult is, it is contributed by early childhood experiences and our unconscious impulses. The next subtopic is study of behavior. In the textbook, how they have explained this is, first they have given the contribution of John B. Watson, then they have explained the latest definition, followed by explanation of definition given by John B. Watson. So what we'll do is, instead of following the textbook order, we'll study, or rather go through the contribution of John B. Watson, understand his definition, and then come back to the latest definition to ensure कि 8 point एक बार में cover हो. So starting with his contribution, why was there a need for a new definition? Both consciousness and unconsciousness can be observed directly. And these were the two terms used in definitions given by William Wundt and Dr. Sigmund Freud. So, just like mind and soul can be observed directly, even these phenomena can be observed directly. So, that's why there was a need for redefinition. John B. Watson redefined psychology as science of human behavior. Who was John B. Watson? He was an American psychologist and he established the school of behaviorism. He played a crucial role in research on animal behavior, child rearing, and advertising. His definition of behavior, it included anything that can be observed and studied. Behavior is an organism's response to any external or internal stimulus. So the statement that behavior is an organism's response to any external or internal stimulus is explained by SOR model. So we'll just quickly cover the SOR model and then come back to latest definition. SOR model is important from exam perspective as well, because book back questions में अगर देखोगे जो 3 mark short notes है उसमें SOR model is a question, just SOR model by itself. मैं बार बार बुक बैक पे इसलिए एम्फेसाइज कर रही हूँ बिकॉज ये मुझे काफ़ी लेट पता चला था कि अनलाइक CBSE स्टेट बोर्ड में बुक बैक होल्ड्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट वेटेज. CBSE में क्या होता है, कॉन्सेप्ट क्लैरिटी एंड यू जस्ट हैव टू डू द होल चैप्टर. इट इज़ नॉट लाइक सिर्फ बुक बैक कर लिया हो जाएगा. स्टेट बोर्ड में काफ़ी बार क्वेश्चंस बुक बैक से ही आते हैं, घुमा फिरा के आएंगे, बट लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स इट हैपन्स. एंड इनफैक्ट 12th में ऐसा होता है. 11th आई थिंक सारे इंडिविजुअल कॉलेजेस या स्कूल स्टेज पे होगा, बट 12th में तो ये मैंने बहुत नोटिस किया है. सो या क्विकली लेट्स जस्ट डू द SOR मॉडल. सो SOR इज द शॉर्ट फॉर्म फॉर स्टिमुलस, ऑर्गेनिज्म एंड रिस्पॉन्स. इसमें फर्दर इसको एक्सप्लेन किया है कि what is a stimulus? Stimulus is any physical event or condition that gives rise to a reaction. The stimulus can be internal as well as external. Maybe our body can cause a condition, या तो हमारे इन्वायरमेंट में कोई कंडीशन हो सकती है, उसे हम स्टिमुलस बोलेंगे. व्हेन द कंडीशन गिव्स अ राइज टू रिएक्शन, तभी. Organism, any human being or an animal who gives response to the stimulus. Very simple, very basic. Any living creature like human being or animal who gives response to a stimulus. What is a response? A reaction of an organism. Reaction of an organism given to a stimulus. That's it. उतना basic SOR model है, बहुत easy to understand है, still very important. Stimulus can be same but individual responses are different. So every organism will give a different response. That is possible even if the stimulus is same, because हर organism तो अलग है ना, अलग environment में upbringing है, अलग personality है, etc etc. And this has been explained very well in the textbook using an example on the page number 5. So you can go through that example once. Coming to the latest definition of psychology, the definition is the study of human behavior and mental processes. So, psychology has been defined as study of human behavior and mental processes. To understand this definition, they have explained 3 terms in detail. The first one is behavior, second one is mental processes, and the third one is scientific method. So, the explanation of behavior is it is an organism's response to various stimuli present in surrounding. Now, as we discussed in the SOR model, response of every organism can be different, and this will be due to their interest, personality, attitudes, etc. And the behavior of any organism can be either overt behavior or covert behavior. So, what does overt behavior mean? Overt behavior is the behavior of an organism when it is directly observable. For example, the bodily movements such as walking, talking, dancing, etc. The behavior of an organism when it can be directly observable is termed as overt behavior. Covert behavior, when behavior of an organism is not directly observable but can be inferred from behavior, that is the mental processes such as thinking, feeling, etc. It can be inferred from the behavior but it is not directly observable. So, such behavior is termed as covert behavior. Moving on to mental processes. In psychology, we have to study external as well as internal factors of behavior. So, what are the factors affecting behavior? They can be internal as well as external. And in psychology, we have to study both the types. Here, we are studying mental processes of an individual, which can include thinking, memory, forgetting, emotion, motivation, etc. etc. Coming to the third term, scientific methods. Here, the term experiment has been explained in detail. What is an experiment? It is an individual's objective observations in controlled conditions. So, what happens in an experiment? An experimenter tests his or her assumption by observing and collecting data from a sample population, and these assumptions are then generalized for analyzing and predicting human behavior. The next subtopic is study of cognition. So, this emerged during 1950s and 60s. This phenomena occurred due to focus of psychology shifted, and the shift was from study of behavior to study of cognitive processes. So now psychologists were interested in studying processes like perception, thinking, memory, etc. ये जो processes है ये सब पढ़ने लगे साइकोलॉजिस्ट ज़्यादा डिटेल में कि ऐसा क्यों हो रहा है एंड डीपर एक्सप्लेनेशन. And cognitive psychologists, like the phenomena being studied is cognition, so these psychologists are cognitive psychologists. They were interested in studying inner processes that trigger a particular response to a stimulus. So that's it. Cognition में इतने से ही दो ही points है. The next subtopic is psychology in India. तो ये टेबल तो आप skip कर सकते हो, इतना सब याद रखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. And as it is written here, it is just for reference, so just a glance will be enough. अब ये वाला जो पेज है साइकोलॉजी इंडियन पर्सपेक्टिव, ये MCQs वगैरह में ज़्यादा कवर्ड है, तो उसको एक्सप्लेन करने जैसा कुछ नहीं है. थोड़े बहुत टर्म्स वगैरह है वो याद रखने पड़ेंगे. 2-3 बार रीड कर लोगे ना पेज तो आपको खुद ही समझ जाएगा. सो दैट्स द ओनली इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ दिस टॉपिक. कमिंग टू गोल्स ऑफ साइकोलॉजी, ये टॉपिक इम्पॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज there is a question explain roles of psychology as a short note, 35 to 40 words. I think 3 mark short note होगा. बट इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि द रोल्स आर एक्सप्लेन्ड वाया एग्जाम्पल्स. ऑलरेडी काफ़ी सिंप्लीफाइड है, ड्यू टू विच आई कैन सिंप्लीफाई इट फर्दर. सो जस्ट रीड थ्रू दिस. रोल्स ऑफ साइकोलॉजी को इस टॉपिक से थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस देना. और अगर कुछ डाउट्स है या कुछ नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो फील फ्री टू DM मी ऑन इंस्टा. So yeah, that's it for this chapter. Hope you understood the chapter and the tips were not making helps. Here are some quick tips to make notes for psychology. Wherever possible, include flowcharts. Flowcharts help a lot in concept clarity and ऑल्सो ड्यूरिंग रिविजन, बिकॉज आपको पूरा पैरा या पॉइंट नहीं पढ़ना पड़ता है, एक ही ग्लैंस में आपका पूरा सब टॉपिक कवर हो सकता है एंड एट टाइम्स इवन टॉपिक. द सेकेंड पॉइंट इज जो भी बॉक्सेस में इंफॉर्मेशन है, व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू इज आई वुड ईदर ड्रॉ अ बॉक्स इन माई नोटबुक और पेस्ट अ स्टिकी नोट एंड इंक्लूड ऑल द इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स ऑफ द बॉक्स कंसाइज करके उतने ही स्पेस में। इससे जो बॉक्स वाली इन्फॉर्मेशन थी वो मेरी कवर हो रही थी, वरना मेरी ऐसी टेंडेंसी बन रही थी कि बुक रीड करते करते आई यूज टू स्किप द बॉक्सेस। ये पॉइंट मुझे लेटर काफ़ी बाद में पता चला था कि बॉक्सेस का इन्फॉर्मेशन स्टेट बोर्ड एग्जाम्स में क्रूशियल होता है एंड कई बार क्वेश्चन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स उससे आते हैं। थर्ड एंड द लास्ट बट वेरी क्रूशियल पॉइंट, जो डेफिनेशंस है या मीनिंग्स है उसको ट्राई टू राइट इन अ पेन ऑफ डिफरेंट इन। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ योर ऑल द नोट्स आर इन ब्लू पेन, सो ट्राई टू राइट द डेफिनेशंस यूजिंग अ ब्लैक पेन और मे बी पेंसिल। इससे क्या होगा, रिविजन के टाइम पे आपकी जो नज़र है वो डेफिनेशंस पे फटाफट जाएगी, तो आप डेफिनेशंस रिकॉल कर पाओगे अच्छे से बार बार। And definitions are very crucial for psychology, so that will help you. One more thing that helped me a lot was dividing topics in the chapter into further subtopics. मैं खुद से ही उसको ट्राई करती थी और छोटे टॉपिक्स में डिवाइड करने का, ताकि रिवाइज करते वक्त और जब मैं आंसर्स लर्न करूँ तब मुझे ईजीली याद हो जाए। एंड द सेकेंड थिंग इज राइटिंग द नोट्स एंड पॉइंट्स में लिखने से आंसर फॉर्मेशन में बहुत ईजी हो जाता है और पूरा प्रॉपरली फॉर्म कर पाते हैं आंसर।